What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Voice of Reason podcast. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. We got an amazing show lined up for you guys today. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Erica Kirk once again, because every
Yay.
time this woman makes a public appearance, she further puts doubt as to what really happened to Charlie Kirk,
I
which,
would not be surprised if at some point they wheel out Charlie Kirk with angel wings on and they're like, look,
bro,
Donald Trump has risen thee.
you don't understand. They did that in Israel. They made, as soon as Charlie Kirk died, they made a AI video of Charlie Kirk with angel wings, saying this is the reason that America and Israel should come together. I'm being serious. And now what I'm going to show you, the video I'm going to show you, is straight Israeli propaganda, because what she says about Charlie Kirk, nobody believes. Nobody.
I got to tell you, it's brilliant. I'm really glad that we do our best to not delve and allow ourselves to like be brought into conspiracy theory. Like we
Mm-hmm.
always we'll investigate and think and look, but we always got to resort to the facts, obviously.
Right.
But my fuck, this whole thing about like Charlie Kirk finally coming out against Israel and suddenly he's gone, and meanwhile Erica Kirk is like Charlie loved Israel. Yup, yes he did. Yup, yup,
Yep.
yup.
Yep. And then, all
Well
right. So,
sketch.
also, our president has decided we are going to Nigeria to war to
Uh,
save the Christians. I'm not making this up. They're saying Muslim extremists are killing Christians, and that is why we have to go in. Keep in mind, Donald Trump is an alleged pedo, an
you know,
actual rapist, and a fraud who has defrauded the state of New York at minimum of $500 million. But he's going to save the Christians. Got it. Got it. Got it.
I just find it amazing that he's looking for all these places that white Christians are being persecuted, right?
Yeah.
And one of the places he's been targeting is South Africa, right? He's
Right.
going to be now accepting in immigrants from white South Africans, Christian South Africans. So
Of
he's
course.
it's not about immigration. He's not letting brown people in, but he's letting white Christians in. But
Right.
the problem is if you piss off South Africa too much, there's companies in this country that do business with South African military companies.
Oh, yeah.
So yet again, everything Donald Trump does hurts American businesses, hurts American families.
Right. And we're also going to talk about how Donald Trump and his Maha movement, his Make America Healthy Again movement, is
Aha.
doing, because they had a disaster press conference full of
Oh.
people fainting, naps, and wild claims by alleged doctor, Dr. Oz. I'm starting to doubt that he was ever an actual doctor. Um, we're also going to talk about how while Americans are trying to figure out how to buy food, while bread lines are forming as we speak,
Our
the
Air
rich
Force is
people,
standing in bread lines right now. Did you
right,
see
our
those?
own military is standing in bread lines right now because the Trump administration will feed them. They are having a blast partying in places like Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump literally asked the Supreme Court not to give people food stamps and then pissed off to a
Right
party
before Thanksgiving.
right before Thanksgiving and Christmas, the most Christian of holidays. Jesus said, "Feed the poor," and Donald Trump says, "Fuck those
Feed
poor,
me
poor
more.
people." Fuck those poor people is what he
Yeah.
says. Yeah, I want all that food. So it's honestly crazy. Javier Milei was there, the president of Argentina, who is just he's living his best life, getting tens of billions of dollars from the United States, no questions asked, and expect we get nothing in return. Nothing. So we're going to talk about all of that. And of course, I have a video of Donald Trump saying we should just get over it. The fact that we can't afford things. Just move on. It's a
Just
dead
get
issue,
over
he
it.
says. So yeah, we have a
He didn't
lot to talk
say
about.
he solved it. I mean, he says the prices are going down in every other press conference, but in this one specifically, he's like, just get over it. Stop asking about it.
Right. And he is using his expert source for the prices being 25% less this year is from a Walmart
Oh, I have a graphic about
advertisement.
that.
Right. You may as well show it right now. He is claiming that Thanksgiving dinner this year, thanks to him, is going to be 25% cheaper, but he fails to mention that there are way less items and all the brand name items have been switched out with fucking great value Walmart brand items. So,
Hey, look, great value is awesome. They only allow 2% more cockroach per million than normal food standards. So
that's it.
that's nice. That's
That's it.
But yeah, like he's pretending that Walmart's quote cheaper deal is in any way some
I
economic
know.
metric. But then
Right.
you look at it, look at that. It's right there. Like, people, everything Trump says is a lie, is something
Yeah.
he rambles to cover up his own failure.
Well, yeah. Speaking of him lying, he claimed he's going to send everybody a $2,000 tariff check again.
I thought he was going to send
To
us one of these.
Right, to offset the cost of losing your food stamps and your medical care or medical insurance. So great. And he's proposing 50-year mortgage loans. What in the actual fuck? Are you insane? They're 200. You bought a house for 250 grand. After the 50 years, you would pay over $1 million in
Yep.
just interest.
Yep.
Yeah. So good luck with that. That is insane. That is worse.
Well, you know what they want to
like,
do with that. I mean, I personally think what they want to do that is bring in inherited debt. They're going to make it so that if you take out a 50-year mortgage, somehow that's
mhm.
linked to your children. And then this way banks keep on generational
Oh,
debt
I'm sure.
forever
I
and
wouldn't be
ever and ever.
surprised at this point. Everything is up in the air. But if they because back, this is what caused the housing market to crash back in '08. For those who don't remember, I was
Yep.
in the car business, man. I saw that shit happen in real time. It was awful. But they were giving out subprime mortgage loans to people with terrible credit that had no business buying houses, and they were selling them adjustable rate mortgages with really, really low entry level payments. So people were buying $200,000-300,000 houses, paying a very small amount per month, not realizing that when their interest rate goes up, when it goes up, not if, when it goes up, that their payments are going to skyrocket. So everybody was defaulting on mortgages left and right because that's what they were pushing. They were pushing adjustable rate mortgages because that's what they were getting bonuses on, the real estate agents. And eventually, everybody, when the interest rates did go up, everybody defaulted on their mortgages. It's already happening in the car business right now. People are currently defaulting on their car loans because they were having to choose between paying utilities or the car payment, or paying rent, or paying their car payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the decisions that people are having to make
You know what's
going into the
happening?
holiday season.
Some people are getting the taste of poor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're all going to suffer right along with us. That's the magical part about all this. You voted for it, though. We didn't. So, yeah. And I
We're all
still get people
fucked,
to
but at
this
least
day
we
that,
get to smile about that.
you know what I'm saying? But I've realized there is no line for MAGA. They will
No.
endorse anything that comes out of this administration, and they will believe anything. They don't fact check anything. So, all right, moving on. Let's talk about Eric Kirk for a little bit, because this woman bothers me. Bothers me with
If she should put a chill down anyone's spine who has any sense of humanity. Like, if you actually feel empathy, if you've looked at another person that you don't know and go, wow, I feel bad for them,
Mhm.
looking at Erica Kirk, hearing her speak, watching her mannerisms should send a shiver up your spine.
Right, because she can't even. It's like she's trying to act and generate human emotions, but is not even capable of doing so
She's
because
like if Elon Musk and JD Vance had a love baby.
it's
That's Erica
really
Kirk.
weird. Yeah, I don't understand how people are buying this. But first, let's see her and JD Vance, the close encounter they just recently had. And if you look on the internet, she's been hugging a lot of men quite vigorously lately. I feel like she's going to be married within the year again to somebody else. But here's this one. Hand in the hair. That's just a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll tell you what's more telling to me about this video right there. I'm going to tell you something, people. If you're not a man, you don't know this. You might not know this, and I'm going to mansplain this to you. We are not subtle creatures. He rubbed his hand and placed it right above her hip.
Mm-hmm.
His hand has been there before,
Oh
because
yeah.
unless you're a complete degenerate guys don't just touch women in that spot unless they've touched them in that spot before.
Right, right. That's not a "you're my friend" hug. That's
What's up, buddy?
That's
Right under the boobs,
right. That's
right
a
on the ribs. Come on.
that's a weird fucking hug. Sorry. Anyway, here's another video clip of her talking to Jesse Waters, just to kind of give you an idea how fake this woman is. And then we're going to get to the clip in question. But here's her talking to Jesse Waters, saying about Charlie is the best person ever. He had a journal. I knew everything about him. Our marriage was just magical, rainbows.
Which
and
means he had a
sunshine,
journal and
blah,
she read
blah,
it.
blah.
And once she saw his inner secret, she was like,
Right? Oh, hey, yo. I mean, sorry, no.
You feel Charlie here right now.
I know you do too.
I feel him too. Well, God bless you.
Jesse, you're.
Does she just
And
carry
God bless
around
Turning Point
tissues?
Right, she
USA.
always has the damn little handkerchief.
What do you hope to achieve?
Look at it, it's a
for
prop.
Charlie and for the country?
Oh my goodness.
It is
It is a
prop.
prop.
All of his wildest dreams for this organization and more. He left me a blueprint and all of his journals, but more so than that, I was his vault for literally everything. He shared everything with me, his vision, his dreams, and
Wow, this is
now
so
more than ever,
performative.
he was always a hard
Like,
worker, but now more than ever, he's
Right.
up in
This is
heaven,
someone trying to act.
orchestrating and sitting and strategizing, and I can just feel it. I can
He
feel
is
it.
up in heaven orchestrating and strategizing. Like,
Yes.
come on.
yes.
That was pre-written. That is not something you say off the top of your head. Like, that is bleh.
She
Bark.
spent some time going, what will these gullible idiots believe?
Right. Okay, now okay, so we'll say everybody grieves differently, but the one thing we knew about Charlie Kirk is that he was a devout Christian nationalist, Nazi. He was a Nazi who recently denied money from Israel. That's a fact. Okay, apparently Israel was trying to pay him a lot of money to be on their side, and he was pulling back from that. And
He has one up on a lot of Democrats.
right. And there's also reporting that he was actually talking about leaving like the evangelical part of Christianity and converting to Catholicism. So again, he starts speaking about Israel openly. He starts questioning whether October 7th was an inside job openly on podcasts, on right-wing podcasts, which is the entire audience that Israel targets is the right wing. So why
Yep.
would Charlie Kirk do what Erica Kirk is about to say here? Just watch this clip, and if you believe this, I can't say what I think about you on this show. Just though I think very little of you. Okay, so again, racist, Charlie Kirk, Nazi, Christian nationalist. Just painting a picture here. Here we go. Here's what Erica Kirk says he did on a weekly basis.
So he would turn his phone off to honor the Sabbath. He would come in, open the junk drawer. Everyone has a junk drawer. Open the junk drawer, said Shabbat Shalom, put it in there, turn the phone off, slam the door.
No, he didn't.
And you felt so free because he was unreachable for 24, 48 hours.
That is straight Israeli propaganda. You need
Number
to tell
one,
me.
number one, you could do that without religion. You could just put your phone down for the weekend if you want.
I know, but that's a good point. You don't have to like dedicate you putting your phone away to the entirety of Judaism. You can just put your fucking phone away.
Also, what people don't understand, and I'm going to give a slight
That's hilarious.
incomplete history lesson because I can't remember everything. There's like 3 different levels of Judaism, so that like it gives an excuse. See, this is where Judaism figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed for different levels of adherence. You know, you still got to be supposedly a good person at the end, but like a lot of people in the U.S. that are Jewish aren't like Jews in Israel. They don't necessarily follow the Sabbath, or they might go to temple on the high holy days and do stuff like that and have family over for holidays, but
Yeah.
they're not like living according to the mandates of Judaism. So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something.
I agree.
As someone who was raised to the lowest level of Judaism you can be, we don't put our phones away and we don't say, oh, Shabbat Shalom on the Sabbath. If you're not even following the basic lowest level of the religion,
Right.
you're not doing it if you're not part of that religion at all, especially
Right.
if you're a Christian nationalist.
I feel like Israel is the worst example of Judaism. Do you know how easy it is to move to Israel?
Funny.
Do you know how easy you can get an American taxpayer funded trip to Israel, get your citizenship, free health care, and rent assistance, literally socialism out the wazoo. And all you got to do is basically fill out a fucking application and say you're going to convert to Judaism. Like, I feel like they're like MAGA Christians. Like, they're not taking the religion seriously. They're using it as a weapon. And then they're hiding themselves
where did
behind
they
the
learn
shield
that
of
from?
anti-Semitism. Oh, everything you say. Like, you can't even say I don't like Israel. If you say that, that's
It's a good point,
anti-Semitic to
Pamela.
them.
Did
You know
she
what I'm
say
saying?
Sunday? Did Erica say Sunday?
No, she
in that
said
video?
Saturday.
Okay.
She did say Saturday.
Technically, it's Friday night.
Yeah. That's funny though. But yeah, so Erica Kirk is claiming, and this has the right wing all over the place. Even now, Candace Owens is like, yeah. Candace Owens feels like Erica Kirk helped get her husband killed,
Ooh.
which I don't like Candace Owens, but on this one, I mean, just judging by how she's acting, this is not how somebody who's grieving acts.
I'm not saying. How about this? If she was in a period of grief, she wouldn't be putting this much energy into the performative nature of what she's
Wow.
doing, because now that she's in charge of his company,
Everything.
she's out there performing as the head of that company, not as Charlie's wife.
And they
So
replaced him.
all of this is performative.
Right. They replaced Charlie Kirk with that kid we're going to talk about tomorrow, that Brylan Hollyhand, who's a 19-year-old evangelical pro-Israel guy, very pro-Israel. Pretty much everything he posts is pro-Israel on Twitter.
So he's getting
and Ben
that
Shapiro.
money.
And Ben Shapiro, who is Jewish. So that's who they replaced a Christian nationalist with. I just find it all...
Well, you know why? Because they need to keep up, because right now everything's about Israel. So they're focusing on the Israel aspect of it.
I just feel like Israel's not focusing on propagandizing any other country except for the United States. I mean, I'm sure
because
they are.
no other country is
but we are
susceptible to Israeli propaganda except the United States.
That's insane. That's insane. Texas. Saw a picture from Texas, the Texas legislature. Greg Abbott was sitting on stage there. I don't know what they were talking about because it was just a picture, obviously. But there was like 5 Israeli flags and 1 American flag. I was like, what the fucking... We are living in the upside down. Nothing makes sense anymore. How is this America First movement?
It's Argentina, Venezuela, Israel, South Africa, and Nigeria first. America somewhere after that.
Right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned Nigeria because that's also been a topic of conversation because Donald Trump says now we're going to send troops into Nigeria to save the Christians. The most anti-Christ-like individual I've probably ever seen in my entire life, except for maybe Peter Thiel, is Donald Trump. And he's going to be the guy that saves. Maybe he is their orange Jesus. You know what I mean? They've been praying to white Jesus forever.
That hasn't helped him.
Which is funny because he's not real, so you're just praying to nobody.
But
here's a video. Right, and the weird part is we've seen Donald Trump lately, dude. He doesn't talk much. When he does, he rambles. He doesn't form coherent thoughts. He's falling asleep.
He literally fell asleep. Literally.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying these are deep fake AI videos that Donald Trump had made to post on his social media because he looks actually pretty good in this video, talking quite clearly. And to me, it was like a sequence of videos. It wasn't just this one video. It was like a bunch of these videos.
If you watch how he speaks right now, he may have spoken with this level of coherence in these videos a few years ago, certainly his last term.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
But the Donald Trump you see in these videos doesn't exist. If you see Donald Trump videos from yesterday, the day before, he is a rambling, drooling nightmare.
That's a good way to put it. All right, but here he is saying he's going to save the Christians of Nigeria. Again, the president, no new wars, guys. Remember that, MAGA? I wish you guys would just stand by one of the things you say.
Can't.
No new wars.
They have no spines. They can't stand.
Right. Now it's Nigeria and Venezuela we're on the verge of war with, among other countries.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers.
Oh, you can't.
Something has to be done.
There's
I
a
am
clip in
asking
there.
Congressman Riley Moore, together with
switches.
Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately.
This is a deep fake.
The United
That was the best part. He's like, I told them to report back to me, like, immediately.
No, one thing he says early on in there is if Christians or any such group experience this type of violence, whatever he said, well, he just admitted that if there's violence against a religious group, he said Christians or any such group, okay, so if any religious group is experiencing targeted violence, that's bad. Yet in Israel, that's okay.
Right.
That's
right.
right.
And it's just another way for them to demonize the Muslim population of the world. Because that's the line we've been getting fed since 9/11 is that since before that, but I think that's when it really got supercharged was after 9/11. The Islamophobia in America is just next level. So,
oh, yeah. The only place that comes close is England. They really hate Muslim
do they?
people. Yeah,
I didn't know
really
that.
do.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about how Donald Trump and his organization plan on making America healthy again. Apparently, it's just through weight loss drugs and fertility medication. So they just want to pump people full of weight loss medication so we all lose weight.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, how funny is that? We all have seen the commercials for all the weight loss medications that have all those side effects.
Yeah.
So they're pushing weight loss medications that have side effects like may cause you want to gamble, may cause you to commit suicide, may make your asshole bleed.
Right.
All right, they're doing that, but yet vaccines, we don't know what's in vaccines.
Right, can't have it. We don't know what's in that. Yeah. This weight loss medication good. Vaccine bad.
Silver Joe is right. Free ED meds coming soon.
Oh my God, dude! I'm so glad you said that because this slipped my mind. Mike, you remember the beginning of Idiocracy?
Yeah.
They talked about all the doctors were focused on growing hair and boner medication.
Yeah, boner medication.
Yep. Dude, look, I told you. Here's another parallel right here. They were
it.
focused on fertility meds and weight loss. It's just like the movie Idiocracy, man. I'm telling you. But here is how the beginning part of this press conference went, because it went off the rails pretty quick. And somebody, if you're a doctor or a nurse and you're a medical professional, please let me know if what they do to this guy's standard procedure.
It looks like they're preparing him to be mounted.
All right, so just to set the video up, this is where the guy faints in the background. But then it looks like their first instinct to treat the guy was to lift his legs up damn near over his shoulders. It looks like they are trying to mount him. It's funny. And RFK Jr., if you look on the right-hand side, literally just bolts out of the screen.
Creating high-value jobs. But today, you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
RFK books it.
I watch. They just lift his legs up in the air.
We're going to break away for just a moment as the White House.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to laugh because it is an actual medical emergency. But I mean, swear to God, I used to be a fan of ER. Like I've watched all these medical shows and I'm interested in man, I used to want to be a doctor growing up at one point, which is insane. And I've never seen anybody hit the ground and they're like, lift his legs quick. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny? Hold on. I'm getting a weird memory. When I was a little kid playing soccer, I got the ball got kicked right into my stomach once and I lost all my air. So they pumped my legs to get my lungs to I couldn't breathe.
Right.
So instead of doing compressions or something, I guess they did that. But this is a grown man who just is passing out. I don't think you need to pump his lungs full of air.
I just love how their first reaction was, quick, get his legs up. That'll fix him. I have so many questions, and I'm so doubtful that we're going to get any good medical advice. So, all right, so they had to stop the press conference because of that for obvious reasons. And then they continued on, where Donald Trump then decided to take a nap as Dr. Oz is talking about how we're going to lose weight and be the healthiest country ever. But the fucking greatest part about this clip is Dr. Oz literally says people can sleep knowing while Donald Trump is taking a nap. I have to watch this twice. Here we go.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed. Folks who lose people don't have heart attack, renal failure, dementia, all the things we know are associated with obesity and much more.
like passing out during a press conference. Bro, Donald Trump was snoozing. He was dreaming about his ballroom. But seriously, the fact that he says people can sleep knowing at the beginning of that clip, it just cracks me up. One more time, just for shits and giggles. What were you gonna say?
Pamela just mentioned something about they raised his legs to increase the blood flow to his brain.
Gotcha.
All right.
I wonder how they knew that though. Like,
I guess because if he's passing out, usually that's a drop in blood pressure.
Yeah.
Know.
Isn't he one of the pharmaceutical guys for the drug companies?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, because those weight loss medications, they basically just slow down your digestive system so you're not hungry.
Yep.
There is a good chance that if you're not eating, you're not getting enough nutrition, you're could just fucking pass the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be a lot of reasons.
We're
judging by the way.
We're going to start seeing like car accidents because people on Ozempic are passing out while they're driving.
That can happen. There's some serious, terrifying side effects to that stuff.
Thanks, Pamela, for clearing that up. That makes even a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, I just for some reason it just struck me funny that their first reaction was,
"Oh, of course,
get his legs."
Like we've been here before. Oh shit.
Yeah, I shouldn't laugh at the situation, but
oh man,
I feel like they're just all idiots. Dark. You know what I mean?
I almost got really, really dark. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. They were like, "Oh, he passed out. It's time."
RFK Jr. ran because the roofies kicked in at the wrong time.
Shit.
He's like, "Oh, damn it, dude! Those are supposed to kick in 20 minutes. Fuck." He's like, because he was smiling the whole way down too. I think the drugs kicked in. He was like just melting. Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah. All right. Anyway, more claims from Dr. Oz, who I'm starting to question his his entire history at this point. Talks about fertility drugs. They want to pump. All right. So this is what they want to do. They're going to ban abortion, and then they want to pump fertility drugs into the population. These people are psychopaths. What happens if they start putting that shit in the water?
They're fucking breeders. We've been saying this for years. These people, these Christian nationalists, are obsessed with breeding. They need to know what genitals you have so they can make sure that you are capable to breed as much as possible, because they are
weird.
Sick, twisted fucking cult members. I'm sorry. If you are so concerned with how much sex your followers are having and how many babies they're cramping out, there is something fundamentally wrong with your worldview. I'm sorry.
I know. Like when I meet somebody for the first time, regardless if they're gay, straight, trans, whatever, the last thing I think about is what they do in the fucking bedroom.
Yeah, I don't care. I know,
care. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you knowing what I do in the bedroom, even if I'm a straight cis guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, a straight white. No, wait, hold on. A straight guy
tongue twister
still might enjoy getting pegged, but I don't want to know about it.
Right. Like if you're straight but you like getting a finger in the ass, I don't want to know about it. I don't care. Bro. Right, exactly. I want to know you outside of the bedroom. I don't want to know any of that shit.
I prefer to know you outside the bedroom.
Exactly. Like I don't care about that stuff. That's why I can look at like a trans woman and go, "Oh my God, she's super hot." But not think about like, "Oh my God, what does she have in her pants?" You know what I'm saying? Like visually to me, like, great, she's beautiful, but sexually, I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how comfortable with my sexuality I am.
How about this? You don't even question. Maybe it doesn't even matter to that point. Like, what does it say about you if the first thing you think about when you meet someone is what genitals do they have? Are they the right shade of tan? You know what I mean? Like, what are your criteria for interpersonal relationships? It's weird. If your immediate thought in meeting someone of the opposite sex is we might fuck later, you're a weirdo. You're a creep.
But here, all right. So here. Speaking of creepy, here in this next video is Dr. Oz talking about fertility drugs, specifically, which again I feel like is a parallel to the movie Idiocracy, because they talk about how stupid people just started having a lot of babies. And smart people were like, "Yeah, we don't want to raise a kid in this environment." I feel like that's where we're going. Like, are we going to be putting fertility drugs in our food in the future, in our water? I know that sounds crazy, but we live in crazy fucking times. And these are people that are obsessed with
Oh
how
my
many
God.
babies people are having.
They want to get rid of the fluoride in the water, which keeps us all having teeth. And
Right.
then they'll put fertility drugs in the water instead.
Yeah. So if we have an epidemic of triplets and twins and quadruplets, okay, because that's this. But then he talks about Trump babies and hopes people have a lot of Trump babies before the midterm. Like midterms a year from now. It just to me struck me kind of odd, especially the phrasing of using the term Trump babies. But here's Dr. Oz again.
President Trump highlighted the first three. Leading U.S. company, leading European company. We've dropped in fertility drugs, so we'll make lots of Trump babies, I'm hoping, by the midterms. Now, I know what you're all thinking, and you're probably right. There are going to be a lot of Trump babies. I think that's probably a good thing. But it turns out the fundamental creative force in society is about making babies. It's about creating. And this country, the one that President Trump is leading so beautifully, has been a country of abundance, not scarcity. To have abundance,
they take
you have
food
to
away.
address the fact that we had 3.6 million babies last year, which is beautiful. 3.6 million miracles. That's 500,000 less babies than we would ideally have had.
Why do we need more babies?
That's what I'm saying. Here's the thing: they are not looking at people don't want to have babies in this environment. Why would somebody want to have a baby if they don't even know if they can insure it, if they can pay for the birth? But giving birth in America is not free.
Wait a minute. So what they're telling you is go ahead, get more pregnant. And oh, by the way, if you're going to die from that pregnancy, we've already passed laws that says we have to let you die.
Like
Who
right now in
wants to
America,
get pregnant knowing that.
Right now in America, to have a baby, you either have to be on Medicaid, where the government helps, which is I think how it should be if they want people to keep having babies, or you have to have extremely good insurance that'll pay for it, or you're going to be in medical debt for the rest of your life. But they have created an environment of hate. Like people are in the streets getting kidnapped by ICE, and they're wondering why people are having sex less and having less babies. Read the room. It's not, we don't need to pump fertility drugs into the market and make them more affordable. So dumb people who are trying to have kids are out there making fucking 4 babies at a time. That is the last thing we need.
I think there's a real dark thread in this. If I've seen reports lately and over the past year or two, that Gen Z is having an enormous amount less sex than any previous generation.
I think we actually reported on it once.
If you go to the rhetoric of they are obsessed with young women giving birth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Gen Z and younger, they're in their minds, if they're like, wow, if Gen Z is having less sex, those young, supple, fertile Gen Alpha girls, they're never going to want us. So I'm telling you, as dark as this sounds, don't think they're taking the news of young people having less sex as some end of the world thing that our whole country is going to collapse because we're going to stop having babies. Yeah. No, make the country a place that people want to raise a family, and people will raise families. Not everyone has to raise a family. Not everyone has to have kids. Okay, so that's step one. Then once you realize that not everyone has to or should have kids, the people that want to will, if there's an environment that is welcoming and fostering to families and growth. It's not that complicated.
All right, so they're worried about people having less babies. I'm going to prove to you in one. I actually haven't talked about this in a long time. Okay, so we have something on Earth called exponential population growth. Okay, we have a planet that can successfully sustain 5 billion people, but there's over 8 billion people on the planet. That's a problem, right? You know how long it took for the planet to reach 1 billion, right? Keep in mind 8 billion currently. It took from the beginning of human history until the year 1804 for the world population to hit 1 billion.
What year was that?
1804.
1804?
Yeah, which was only 221 years ago.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking about what the next thing you're going to say is. Holy shit.
Yeah, so thousands of years. Okay, so thousands of years it took for the world population to reach 1 billion. It took 123 years to hit 2 billion. Thousands of years to hit 1 billion, a little over 100 to hit 2. Then it only took 33 years, 33 years more to hit 3 billion.
What?
Do you guys understand that we need to have less babies to survive?
Well, they
because
don't
the
want-
Earth can't sustain more fucking people.
Keep in mind, they're so twisted. They want to make sure that the only babies that are being born are white. So they don't want fertility everywhere. They want to control it. So
That's
if
crazy
they
to
had
me.
their way, there'd be a huge population drop. Think about
Yeah.
it. If they're willing to accept genocide in all forms, which we know white Christian nationalists love genocide because they clearly don't want to stop it, they'd be okay with the population going down a few billion and then filling that number up with white babies. They'd never say a thing about overpopulation ever again.
Right. So, all right. So think about that, though. It took thousands of years for the world population to hit 1 billion. It only took 200 some odd years for it to hit 8. Okay, that's called exponential growth. Like we're multiplying like compound interest on a 50-year mortgage.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
My God. Oh, it's terrible.
I'm glad I was able to work that in.
Oh,
That was
well
actually kinda
done.
clever.
Oh,
all right,
man.
so listen, I just pulled this chart up. We hit 8 billion in 2021. We are projected to hit 9 billion by 2036. So in 15 years, we're going to grow by another billion if we don't stop fucking
Stop having
without protection of some sort.
Let's
By
take-
2060, we are going to reach 10 billion people. That
Now, I wonder what those
But
food
that's a
lines will
slowdown.
look like.
That is a slowdown because the numbers continue to get smaller, but then all of a sudden, the projection actually, the timeline spreads out, which that's a good thing. But these psychopaths like Elon Musk, who wants to impregnate anybody that'll sign an NDA with his broken dick, thinks that the fact that we're having 500,000 less babies in the United States, that's, oh God, we got to panic. We got to keep procreating like little bunnies. And it just, that's not, so they're not looking at the science. They're not looking at the science.
Oh,
is what I'm
gee.
getting at.
I am so shocked about
Right.
that.
Shocker. Amazing,
Fact,
right?
Science, history,
Yeah.
expert.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of science, let's go to math. Math. Apparently, Dr. Oz is not good at math either, because he
Oh,
also
I can't
recently told Donald Trump that by the midterm, which is less than a year away, that Americans collectively will lose over 135 billion pounds.
That's an
Not
important
the
number.
world. Americans will lose 135 billion pounds. You know, the problem is if you divide that by the amount of people in America, that means I'm gonna weigh negative 200 fucking pounds. Because I would have to lose 400 pounds.
You know,
all of us would have to lose 400 pounds for this to be real.
What's really funny about that is he's making a case to stay fat, because if we're all going to lose 200 pounds on average, if you're like 200, if you're 300 pounds, you'll just go down to 100 pounds.
Yeah,
but if
and
you're under 200 pounds, you're dead. Poof, gone.
Right. So they're either going to starve us to death or they're going to put us all on weight loss medication so we don't have to eat as much. Fuck.
Well, that's how. Oh my God, that's how they're going to
Jesus.
get around. Oh my God.
Yeah, here, just
everyone,
take this shot once a week and then you won't ever have to worry about eating.
Jeremy just broke something. That's how they're going to solve the problem of getting rid of the illegals and not having food to be able to grow. If we don't have food, we don't need it if people aren't eating.
I wish I wouldn't have said that because now I'm freaked the fuck out. Because
Right?
that is a way to control hunger.
Hey.
That is a way to control hunger. That
All right.
sucks.
I'm not.
dude.
I'm not completely.
I hate
serious,
this
but
fucking
you
timeline,
believe it.
man.
You could believe it. They would do that.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like, even something as extreme as that, I got to stop and think now. Would they do that? Like, I'm to the point now where I'm projecting the most extreme conclusion I could come up with because, honestly, we've been right about a lot of this stuff, but on some of this stuff, we've been a little on the conservative side of our opinion. Like, we should have actually been a little harder in the paint on some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. First, let me share the video of Dr. Oz making the math ain't mathin'. Like, MAGA, this is MAGA math at its best.
MAGA math, which is worse than George W.'s fuzzy math.
This is insane.
We thought it was 125 million pounds. Mr. President, our estimate, based on the company numbers as well, is Americans will lose 135 billion pounds by the midterms.
Wait. You know what number we didn't do? How much weight per day that is.
Holy shit.
So if we're saying
400
everyone's
pounds.
going to
That's
lose
over a pound a day
everyone's going to
per
lose 200
person.
pounds. No, it's not. It's not over a pound a day.
No, because
But
we'd have to lose over 400 pounds each.
oh,
I was saying I would weigh negative 200 pounds. I weigh like 200 pounds.
oh,
That's what I'm saying. We would
so
have to
400
lose
pounds.
Right.
All right, so 400 pounds in a year. Holy shit, that's that's just over like
you
a
would
pound
be
a day.
dead halfway through the year. How are we supposed to collectively lose 400 pounds a person?
If you put a pair of pants on Monday to go to work, by Friday you need new pants.
That's what I'm saying. That's over a pound a day per person. You can't even do that if you don't eat ever.
Dude, that's a lot of farts. Or where's all that going? That's going to overload our fucking septic system. You're going to be shitting out intestines.
But like, this is what they're saying on the news, in the Oval Office. These are the medical experts.
I'm going to piss off MAGA here. Remember when we had someone who actually had an education and actually was a reasonable, respected scientist, and Dr. Fauci trying to tell us how to survive something?
I miss those days. You know, you fuckers wouldn't wear a mask when an actual virus was going around because you thought it was infringing on your fucking freedoms, but
now you'll
masks.
Inject yourself with weight loss drugs and
weight loss drugs, fertility drugs, and you're perfectly happy wearing masks while kidnapping innocent children.
Yeah, no one brings that up.
Yeah, God forbid.
Maybe not to go on a tangent. Did you see the guy that was having a seizure?
Bro, don't even get me fucking. We could talk about it. That fucking pissed me off. I made a video about that. Guy had a seizure. The woman had a baby in her arms. She was trying to help the husband. The ICE agent was literally tugging on the baby, trying to rip the baby away from the mom while her husband is having a seizure. And then Christy Nome and the Department of Homeland Security were nice enough to say that he was faking it just to get away from the charges. Like, fuck, how fucking evil are you? You know what I'm saying?
When you look at people as subhuman, you treat them the way you treat animals. And we all know how people like Christy Nome treats animals.
True. She probably, again, gets off on it. I'd like her and Stephen Miller.
Oh, they're drinking expensive-ass whiskey, just making fun of all this torture and this suffering. I guarantee. They're sitting around sharing videos, laughing.
Yeah, I can't believe they couldn't have said, you know, the actions of that officer were uncalled for. We're sorry this happened. It was unfortunate.
Do you know what the
problem is?
Even that
was like a shred of humanity.
They're like,
this motherfucker was faking it.
The problem with these fascists is they could get away with it a lot smoother if they just played the game, but they went fully too quickly.
This is why they're getting less
and if
and
they were
popular.
just if they pretended to have some accountability, right? If they said to their offers, do whatever you want, and they sacrificed a few here and there that went a little bit too far, you know what? It'd be harder to target their credibility because you'd be like, well, they are policing themselves, but they don't do that because they're monsters, and
more and more people are seeing that, and I think what the White House is failing to realize, like MAGA especially. Because they all want violence, or at least they claim to. They fetishize
people that worship guns want violence,
right? They it's like a fetish for them. You know what I mean? But I don't think they realize how fucking crazy it's gonna be when people that have been pushed beyond their limits, who never wanted violence, turn to violence. Like, I don't think you understand how far you have to push somebody that doesn't want violence into violence. And when that does happen, they're gonna see a fucking rage like they have never seen before.
Yep.
And I feel like the Trump administration is pushing the entire population.
Well, you know what's going to do that? Hunger.
Yeah. When shit's going to hit the fan when people start going hungry and food banks are running out of money.
What's going to happen is we're going to get through Thanksgiving. Barely. People are going to get pissed. People that didn't get to have their holiday for the food or the travel or whatever.
Right.
And then they're going to be real miserable. And then they're going to see Christmas coming and it's going to be even worse. But now they won't be able to pay their utilities. So it's going to be cold. Their pipes are going to be freezing. They won't be able to afford oil. And then Christmas is going to come and it's going to be worse.
Yeah,
so I think sometime in the deep winter leading into spring, we might see some sort of erupting violence from the people of this country.
You know what?
It's going to get bad real quick.
When you factor in that half the country is going to be freezing and hungry, oh boy. That's the recipe for fucking disaster.
And they all have guns, because don't forget what's going to happen here. What's going to happen in places that have little bits of pockets of this with not huge red states is you might see someone get into fights here and there, but in overall, it'll figure itself out. You're going to see in places like the Deep South where everyone's itching to shoot each other for food. You're going to see people shooting up food lines because we already live in a country where people shoot up whatever the fuck they want, whenever the hell they want. So now if you get a bunch of hungry people with a lot of guns and spent all their money on ammunition,
right,
and they're going to need to fight to feed their 40 kids because they breed like rabbits.
Right.
See how it's going to play out?
Right. We are the group that tries to use our heads, peacefully protest, legally exercise our rights. But we have another group in this country who's currently still loyal to Donald Trump. But I'm sure once they get cold and hungry, that will change extremely fast.
I think
they don't know any other way but to lash out. That's the only way they know how to.
Their loyalty will always be to Trump, those last extreme ones, but they're just going to rage in every direction they can because they're just the true lost.
Right. But you know what's happening? And it's funny because we called this because I always wondered how Trump was going to pull this off because this is a massive amount of Trump supporters are straight up Nazis. Like they hate Jewish people. They believe in everything that Hitler did. They support the things that Hitler did. And they're seeing that Israel's kind of running everything now. And we admit the Democrats are at fault too on this one.
Of course.
But now he has to juggle the pro-Israel lobby, which is pretty much everybody in the government, plus you got AIPAC just handing out money, against his supporters who are not okay with this. And then they're going to starve and go cold and maybe not be able to buy Christmas presents for their kids because they had to pay the mortgage or lose the house. And if you've never been on food stamps, all I got to say is two things. One, good for you. That means you've never been poor enough to be on food stamps. So think about how bad you've ever struggled in your life. Somebody has had it worse to the point where they needed
you've been able to
help.
Feed yourself.
Right. Or you didn't apply because you didn't realize that even single adults can get some food assistance. So, you know what I mean? And if you're against food being a basic human right, just please shove your head up your fucking ass, man.
And also give us your food.
I'm tired of arguing about people going hungry in the United States, the richest country in the world, which we're going to talk about now because all the money is going in one direction, and that's Donald Trump's fucking pockets. We found out recently, I don't know if you read this story, but all the people that are donating to Donald Trump's ballroom, most of the companies were given multi-billion-dollar contracts by the Trump administration.
Pay to play.
So now they're returning the favor. That's serious. That's real. They took, I think it's over $200 billion in government contracts were given out to multiple companies. And now all these multiple companies are paying for a ballroom or donating out of the goodness of their hearts.
And guess what? That means this is what people need to understand. Donald Trump alone does not have the power to legally make contracts like that. You need Congress and the Senate, which means, yet again, this word that has been thrown around for a few years, they are all complicit in the fascist takeover of the United States. If Donald Trump is paying to play with corporations and building a ballroom, something that doesn't even benefit the American people, okay,
at all,
then Congress is allowing him to do it. Now, all Donald Trump has to do to be a man of the people is, instead of building a ballroom, taking all that money and giving it to people. Do the government contracts, fine, but then take that money and give it to the people. But you won't do that because that's how socialism works. Take it from those who have it and don't deserve it, and all the rich ass people that have more money than they could ever use, and give it to the people who made them rich. That's what you don't want. But what's happening is you're giving money back to the people that are already rich. That's it. That's not helping the people.
Honestly, I think that $6 billion contingency fund, which is specifically for emergency situations like this, I think it's gone. I think that's why they can't pay it out and why they're asking states to reverse any partial payments that they made. Because they're asking, Donald Trump and his administration are literally telling states that gave out partial payments to not do that and to possibly reverse, which I don't know if you can't reverse it.
God, could you imagine if Brina was right and if this is this was still going on, which, let's face it, the global child trafficking network has not stopped So,
Bro, there's
whether
still
or
money
not,
going in and out of
yeah,
Jeffrey Epstein's bank account, for fuck's
yeah,
sake.
like, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even a conspiracy either. There's quite literally millions of dollars going in and out of that account. But no, I think Breed is right. And I think that's, again, why they won't release the Epstein files, because I think Donald Trump was one of the traffickers. Not
Well, did
one
you
of
see the new stuff where apparently the Department of Justice has made it known that Republicans are now realizing how bad it is with Trump in the Epstein files? So people are wondering if there will be some sort of reckoning and Trump will go down for it. Because let's face it, if there's one thing you could bet on all politicians is they're going to save themselves and sacrifice a pawn to keep the status quo. Well, guess what? Donald Trump is the ultimate pawn. I mean, he's a pawn for Russia, a pawn for Israel, a pawn for the Republicans, a pawn for the Christian
He's
nationalists.
pawn for somebody.
All right, he's a pawn for everybody. So if anyone's going to go down to try and have them, the majority of these assholes, save face, it is Donald Trump, because the Republican Party is only going to survive when Donald Trump goes away. And the quicker that happens, the better. So if they start realizing that there's an inevitability, they will all turn on Trump and go, look what he did, and he made us do it. Oh, God, Trump is bad.
I, again, don't think they have a backup plan for Trump, though.
They don't need one. They'll just go back to pretending what it always was, and they'll be like,
they could possibly say, they could say Vance has
no. I think
no charisma whatsoever.
If the Republican Party purges Trump, if they turn on Trump, that's the end of the Trump dynasty.
No, I mean, even if he dies, though, I don't think they have a backup
plan. If he dies, it's J.D. Vance. There'll be a transition.
No, I mean, I know it's a transition and all that, but I don't think J.D. Vance can control the MAGA idiots like Donald Trump, because
I don't know.
They are loyal to just Trump. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Some cults do outlive the leader, Christianity.
No shit, right? Jesus. Literally, Jesus. Not white Jesus either. I'm talking about Palestinian Jesus. Anyway, let's see what Donald Trump did immediately after asking the Supreme Court to say, fuck poor people, they don't need food. This is what he did immediately after. He left for a party at Mar-a-Lago. Here is him leaving the White House. That's a good point. JD Vance is just a chameleon. You know what I mean? He'll shape. He's like a shapeshifter. He'll shape in any shape that they need him to be. Because he was anti-Trump and now he's for Trump.
The only thing he can't do is order fucking donuts.
No, he's been groomed since college by Peter Thiel, who is another weird dude.
He's a weird dude. But you want to talk about the rich people, like Donald Trump and everyone going to MAGA to have a wonderful party. I know you have some video clips on that. I think it's important to understand, you're losing the messaging when Fox News is admitting that you're fucking up the economy. Yep. So this ran the other day. I forget which specific day, but it was last week, that prices are up in the U.S. Coffee's up 18.9%. Utilities up 11.7%. Electricity, which is odd that's not counted in there, is up 5.1%. Vehicle repair, think about this, 11.5%. And why is vehicle repair up? Because they can't get fucking materials because of tariffs on everything. So everything's either expensive or takes forever to get. But they went even further. Here's the question. Americans are spending more on number one thing, groceries. 71% of people polled by Fox fucking News. Okay. Yeah. And now they went the second. How much do you blame Donald Trump for inflation? Which means they're already saying that we are in a state of inflation. Think about that. Well, 59% blame Donald Trump a great deal or a good amount. That's a Fox News poll. 59%, not the typical 51, 52 to 49, 40, 48. Those little numbers that usually where we live in. We're seeing that 59% of Fox News people polled, and they know who to poll. Think about this.
They're not polling people like me and Mike. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? They're not reaching out to progressives and being like, how do you feel about Donald Trump?
But you saw Donald Trump fleeing to go play golf when he begged the Supreme Court to turn off Snap again. And here's the other thing, if you haven't noticed, he's putting up gold filigree all over the White House. He's putting up gold signs in front of buildings because he can't remember where his office is.
Yep.
Now, this is what Donald Trump
are being taped to the wall.
Yep. Pieces of paper. This is what Donald Trump said about the White House being covered in gold leaf. Some of the highest quality 24 karat gold used in the Oval Office and cabinet room of the White House. Foreign leaders and everyone else freak out when they see the quality and beauty. Best Oval Office ever in terms of success and look.
Oh my God. Dude,
But
looks
our
so
military
bad.
members are standing in food lines on base to get food.
Right.
They can't
we can
even go
talk over
buy
this
food.
video. Yeah, here's an example. While people are starving and not knowing if they're going to even be able to have Thanksgiving dinner at this point, because regardless if it's 25% cheaper, if we don't have any money to fucking buy it, doesn't really matter how cheap it is. It doesn't. So anyway, but this is what they were having at Mar-a-Lago during their Nazi party. I think we got some stone crab legs. I know we got some oysters in the background. And
Those
then,
stone crab legs look fucking nice.
We got massive jumbo shrimp.
Oysters there. Those are big boy shrimp.
On giant taxpayer-funded ice sculptures, I'm sure.
That's a CPAC.
That's what they're eating in Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump took his taxpayer-funded helicopter to his taxpayer-funded jumbo jet to go to Mar-a-Lago to do what I'm sure was a taxpayer-funded event. And they're eating at our expense. Like, this should piss everybody off. I don't give a fuck what side of the aisle you're on. Let me just play it again while we talk.
Look at this.
This is the
meal?
spread. They're showing it off on social media. Like, look how good we're eating.
Did you see the plate at the
They're
Halloween
throwing
party
it
he
in.
had?
Yes.
It was like overstuffed with fucking beautiful steaks. I haven't bought a steak in several years.
I can't afford it.
I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite cut of steak is skirt steak. It used to be shitty cheap because, like everything delicious, people were like, ew, it's disgusting. Then everyone realized it's fucking fajita meat. And everyone's like, oh, shit, skirt steak's wonderful. You put that on the grill. You cook it a little rare. It's fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go buy skirt steak. I look almost every time we go shopping. It's like $32 a pound for what is literally the side of the cow, the fattiest part of the side of the cow.
Anybody seen how expensive? I wonder what the price of turkey is right now. Because remember last year we were reporting on this. They're like, oh my God, we're spending $80 on a turkey under Joe Biden. No, dude, Joe Biden gave us 4 years of job growth and 4 years of economic stability. And Donald Trump has completely fucked it up in less than a year.
Actually, Brina, I don't want to eat the rich anymore because if they're all taking the weight loss drugs and they're going to be part of the 400 pounds they're going to lose, they're not going to be worth eating.
Maybe I'll just chewing on bone, on dust. But anyway, that's all right. So they held this rally, and of course, they has the bow tie event. Like, here's Pete Hegseth giving a speech and not talking about the soldiers. He's not talking. I'm sure he did mention them.
He's in full Fox News host mode, by the way.
Right. Here he is talking about no more dudes in dresses in the military, which I didn't know was an actual problem. But
as I've said, no more gender quotas, no more DEI, no more climate change.
There's never been a gender quota. Just white straight men that fuck each other.
No more dudes in dresses. We're done with that shit.
I was not aware that dudes in dresses was a really big problem in the military. I haven't been in the military in a really long time, though. Maybe things have changed.
They are trying to create this alternate world. They're trying to create their Gilead where climate change doesn't exist. The LGBTQ community doesn't exist. Soldiers are just straight white men heroes. Yay, killing browns. Like they want to take the world. These despicable, small, pathetic men want to take the world back to the 1950s when men ran everything. They could go home at night after stopping at the bar and beat the shit out of their wife and and force them to crap out a few more kids.
Right.
That's what these people like Pete Hegseth want. That's what Donald Trump wants. He thinks the world is that, and for him, it is that. All right, but people like Pete Hegseth, like J.D. Vance, like Stephen the Twit Miller. They want to take the world into a place where they could treat women just a little bit better than slaves. They want to have slaves again, and they want to make all of us their slaves so they can live a life of luxury in their gold-plated White House.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They don't care about you. They don't care that you're suffering. They don't care that soldiers are on food lines, okay? Because guess what? Gas lines are coming. Bread lines are coming. Soon you're going to have to be begging for medical supplies because guess what? Do we even make Band-Aids in this country? Like, you see where we're headed?
Yeah.
And this is what Donald Trump wants for you as he flies off to go play golf for like the 4th time this weekend. That's what he's thinking about.
And the holidays for most people, like when you're poor, the holidays suck. You know what I mean? They're stressful as fuck.
You're
Most
seeing
people,
commercials where everyone's living this wonderful life, and it's that fuzzy little camera glow, and everything's happy, and the table's covered with food.
yeah, it's usually disappointment and shame. Like you can't afford to give your kids what you want to give them. That's not a good feeling for a lot of
Think
people.
about this. There's a lot of people that are going to be going in on the following Monday after Thanksgiving. And their coworkers are going to say, "How was your Thanksgiving?" And instead of saying, "Well, we really couldn't afford to have anything, so we just kind of had a little meal. We didn't even have people over." They're going to lie about it and say they had this wonderful Thanksgiving.
Right.
And they're going to feel the shame that millions of Americans and people around the world feel when those who have privilege assume everyone has the same privilege they do.
I know.
We're at a point now where the majority of Americans have never had privilege, and now even more than ever are going to be losing that privilege.
Right. And the only people who are benefiting are the people in Trump's orbit, the companies, the corporations, the other countries like Argentina, which is, I guess, a good segue into what video I'm going to show you next, which is the president of Argentina, Javier Milei. I always forget his first name, dancing at Mar-a-Lago. We just gave this
he's
guy
doing the
$40
face
billion.
He's
doing the
dicking.
double dick. Yeah, he's face dicking. He's doing the double dick to the face dance as Donald Trump's dance to YMCA, which is a song about getting it on with dudes at the YMCA. Man, I'm sorry. That's literally what the song is about. And as Donald Trump's theme song, I just find that ironic. But here he is. This is what he was doing. Of course, he's happy. He just got $40 billion for no reason.
Also, notice no one's cheering.
His economy is currently failing, even with the injection of cash from the White House. And I found out the reason why is a lot of these people own stocks or bonds or something. They have financial interests in Argentina. So if Argentina's economy fails, they lose money. So they went to Donald Trump and were like, "Hey, dude, we're going to lose a bunch of money unless you do this for us." And Donald Trump's like, "Yeah, sure. I love Javier Milei, the chainsaw guy." The guy literally threw himself a concert. Did I show you that video, Mike?
I'm not sure.
No, shit. Let me find that real quick because we're actually over an hour, but I could find that real quick. That was on the Derp State. Oh, there it is right there. Look. Javier Milei. I want to show you what. All right, so you just saw him dancing in Mar-a-Lago, celebrating. Again, his economy's crashing. His people are suffering. And he's in Florida partying, having a blast. Okay, that's what they're all doing. But after we set
that's
this
what
guy,
Donald Trump's doing. His people are suffering, and he's in his gaudy estate celebrating.
right? Because he just threw himself a Great Gatsby themed party, which the Great Gatsby parties were all about excess and
on brand.
Yeah, excess and
they were all about during the
ridiculous amounts
Depression.
of wealth and doing whatever you want.
The rich people were dancing around and living luxury, while poor people were dying in their homes hungry.
Yeah. So let me load this video. But after we gave Javier Milei 20 billion, I think. I can't remember if it was 40 billion at this point. Let me load it this way. It's easier. This is what he did. He threw himself a concert. And when I say threw himself a concert, he didn't hire people to come perform for him and entertain him. He was the entertainment. I'm not even kidding. Watch this, Mike. This is real, by the way. This is not made up. That is the president of Argentina. After receiving money from the United States, he fucking threw himself a concert. I think other artists performed, but like... It's not even good, right? It's terrible. It's like Laura Trump thinking she could sing. The president of Argentina thinks he's a fucking rock star.
We don't live in the real world anymore.
No, but these are the people we're supporting, guys. Fuck America. The GOP hates Americans, guys. It hates everything it represents. It hates everything it stands for.
It does. It wants to break down America and rebuild this fake, bullshit, terrifying 1950s society.
It does. That's where we're at on America right now. So, again, we need to fight back as hard as possible. Speaking of fighting back, Mike and I will be in Washington, D.C. together again. No, Mike's only been to D.C. the one time, and we only had like a day before.
Yeah, this time we'll have a couple of days.
All right, this time we'll have a couple of days. I know the area, plus I've met everybody like Jolly and Matt, Laney. I know where everybody is, and we're going to be broadcasting from D.C. on the 21st and the 22nd, because the 22nd is the big Remove the Regime rally that's going to be on the National Mall, and Dropkick Murphys is going to be performing. So if you want to see that, tune into our channel. Please like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. We are also trying to raise a couple bucks. If you don't mind, we could use a little bit of help on this one because these trips are getting ridiculously expensive, and Soros stopped paying.
Something I wanted to, Soros stopped paying. Something I wanted to point out. Brina had mentioned that it looks like she's finding that we're getting targeted by the algorithm on YouTube.
That could be it.
I was going to tell you after we're done, look at the starred post in the comments. I want you to read what someone else mentioned, what we could do to possibly combat that. But it looks like our message is being seen, just not by the people we want to help us grow. Whatever the algorithm is doing, our message is getting caught up in it. So we're going to have to do a little work on our end to be a little clever about how we name our videos. We're going to have to get more clips out with big, flashy, pictures to get people to click on them. But I'm going to take it as a positive, because if we're falling in that algorithm, that means they know the message is important and they know that people are listening to it. So they're trying to stop us. We're getting caught up in it. So please share, please like, spread clips, not necessarily clips, but if you could share whole shows, if you could do anything you can on your social media to drive people to our YouTube channel, it will be a tremendous help to us.
Yep, and it's totally free. Doesn't cost you a dime. If you want to donate, I think I forgot to finish my sentence.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. I'm pretty sure I just stopped talking about it. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, we do have a small GoFundMe, just a few $100 set up in the description of this video. If you'd like to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. Again, we appreciate all your donations this year. Because of you, we have been on location a lot this year. We're approaching as a show between Mike, myself, us together, and James. We've probably been to 30 plus protests and events this year, and brought at least half of them to you on our social.
We got to get James to film some more, so we can get more.
I want from LA, and that's another goal for me next year. Is I want to get out to the West Coast too, and see what's going on there. So we have big plans, and I hope you guys are along. We appreciate you being along for the ride. You guys are amazing. We love you all. We'll be back on tomorrow with another episode of the Derp State, and then Tuesday we're back to talking about Moms for Liberty. So Liz Mkhitaryan will be back on the show. Because Moms for Liberty got their fucking asses handed to them.
Wait, I get to say it. One of my favorite phrases. They got shellacked.
They really did, and that's amazing news, because this shows parents are getting sick of the culture war stuff, which we all are. So we love you all. Thank you for the support. It's been an amazing episode. Good. We'll see you tomorrow on another episode of the Derp State. Have a good night.